So you want to learn anatomy. In today's video, we're going to cover the bones of the skull. Okay, in this video, what we are going to cover are bones of the skull. First, let me say that all the images that you will see here come from Visible Body, from visiblebody.com. You can go directly to their website, get their programs, or you can download them from your app store, put them on your phone, smartphones, or iPads, and so forth. Okay. If you are part of my class and have purchased the program, you will also have access to additional regions and resources under an area called courseware. Those courseware will have additional images that I've uploaded. You will also have quizzes, exams, assignments, anything else that I put up there as well. That can be located under courseware. When we go through all these images, I don't want you to study or review just the pictures. I expect you to actually pause the video or don't advance the program until you locate the specific bone on the model, because all of the quizzes will be on models, not on pictures. There's a significant difference. If you've talked to anybody who's taken anatomy lab quizzes, they will tell you pictures are nothing like the actual thing, okay? But look at everything, locate them on the models. That will help you out significantly. So with that being said, let's get started. Okay, the first bone that we're going to be looking at is going to be the frontal bone. Frontal bone is obviously in the front, so this is anterior. That's a single bone on this one. Second bone we're going to be looking at is a parietal bone. And there's going to be two of those. There's going to be a right and left parietal bone. Third bone is the occipital bone. The occipital bone forms the posterior and inferior surface of the skull. Next, we're going to look at the temporal bone. And just to give you some kind of a landmark, your ear goes right here. That's going to be a structure that you're going to need to know as well. That's the external auditory meatus. And let's go back to the anterior portion of the skull. This is going to be the maxilla. Okay, as you can see, only half is highlighted. So there's a right side and a left side, or actually this is the right side and this is the left side. But that's the maxilla. And then we go back around. This is the mandible. We're going to locate. So this comes one single bone. That's the mandible. And then we come around to the side. This is the zygomatic bone. There's going to be a right and left. And as you can see, these are your cheekbones. That forms part of the high bony cheek portion of this. Now we're looking at the nasal bone. This is actually two separate bones. I've highlighted them both. Actually, there is a left nasal bone and a right nasal bone on this one. Coming around, let's look back into the eye socket. This highlighted bone is called the lacrimal bone, okay? Named in part for the lacrimal gland, which are your tears. Lacrimal gland is kind of in this region of the eye, and it drains across this way, and it drains towards the lacrimal bone. And there's going to be a little duct, as you can see, coming right down there. And that's where your tears go, entering into the nose. As you can see, it comes up through this area, okay? And that's the lacrimal bone. Following that, we're going to have the vomer. So if you're looking at straight anterior to posterior, you can see how it's highlighted back there. That is the vomer. What's really interesting with this program, you can hide or fade out these structures. So let me just show you what fading out the structure looks like. So we can still see some structures inside. Hiding that completely, we've removed it. We can still see the teeth. If we want to remove the teeth, we can hide the teeth itself, okay? And what I'm going to hide this bone, this is one of the conchas, turbinates within the nasal cavity. And then we're going to be looking at the vomer here. So let me hide this bone as well. And this is the hard palate. This is the vomer, okay? So you kind of see the location for that. And the next one we're going to be looking at is the Ethmoid Bone. Okay, again, let's hide the maxilla. This is the Ethmoid Bone. That's kind of on the superior side. If you were to look at it, the vomer was kind of more on the inferior side. This is coming down from the top. This is the perpendicular plate of the ethmoid bone specifically. So you can kind of see where that is. Next one is the sphenoid bone. As you can see, I've hidden the frontal bone on this one, and we're looking at this one. What's really interesting, let me look at this bone a little differently. Let me hide all the other bones, okay? So the sphenoid bone goes completely from the left to the right side of the skull. Let me go back a little bit so you can see that again. Okay, so the sphenoid bone extends all the way from the right side, goes all the way across to the left side. Okay. And the interesting one I had on this one, we're looking at this, and it kind of looks like a bat or kind of a butterfly look to it, which is kind of an interesting look. And this region here is going to be important. That's the sella turcica. And you're going to have the pituitary gland in here, and you're going to have some optic nerves that come through there as well. So that's the sphenoid bone. And let's look down at, well, if I can show them. Let me go back. And this one is going to be the Palatine Bone. Okay, there's actually two, right and left. Okay, so this is going to be the left side. That's going to be the right side. That's part of the palatine or the palate. Okay, that's different from this one, which is the hard palate of the maxilla, and then this is the Palatine Bone. So don't get those two mixed up on that one. So if we were to hide this structure, no, you're not going to really see any benefit with that one. Nope. So those are the bones of the skull. You will also be responsible for naming various structures of the bone or various components within the bone itself. That information can be located on the software. Let's just go through this really quick. So if you don't have the program yet and you are wanting to get this, let's just look at this. There is a search bar on here, which is really easy to locate some of these structures. So if you want to type in a term, so let's look at the mental foramen. This is one of the structures that you will be required to know. So mental foramen, you just click on here, pops it up. Let's zoom out a little bit so you can actually see this, okay? And that's going to be the right and left mental foramen. That's a foramen as a whole, okay? So you will have a list of other structures or features of the bones that you are going to be responsible for, and you can locate them easily just by doing that. You just type this in, and it takes you right to that area. And again, for all those additional bone markings, you are responsible for identifying those in the lab as well. So an example of a lab quiz for this, I could have a little sticker pointing to this tiny hole here, and the question would be, identify the structure or identify the marking. Okay, and in this case, you would say mental foramen. If I want to be more specific, I could say, what side is this? And you would say left mental foramen. Okay, so in lab quizzes, you want to be as specific as possible, and spelling does count. Okay, so that's it for the structures of the skull or the bones of the skull. I hope this helped you, and if you are struggling with it, go through it as many times as necessary. Thanks.